What's up, brothers? Sitting here with my son, and I'm just reflecting on the day. And I had a great day today. I had a conversation, a long conversation with my dad. Something that needed to happen a long time ago. Because specifically we both had some experiences in our lives that happened around the same time. And I just want to encourage you guys that sometimes when you're going through a storm, you don't realize that God may have brought the storm to you on purpose to bring you back to Him. I got to remember to smile a little bit more in these videos, yo.
You know it's going to be amazing.
No, yeah. I love that, man.
So we got some things to say to you guys about how our love and how our journey was impacted by our transition into faith for Christ. And so we just going to talk. So
yeah, I mean, because like when I first had started my journey when my mom had a stroke, and that was just a hard time. But during that time, I was, looking for something. I was, going to church and just what I wanted to kind of talk about was just how crazy it was, like how you kind of went through some of the same experiences around the same time.
Yeah. I mean, yours, like you were saying earlier, yours happened 2011 September around that time, and so we're talking 4 or 5, maybe even 6 months later. 2012, mine started happening, and that the shooting was the initial, thing for me, because of how people always talk about their intuition, their knowledge, their third senses telling them something about to happen. I can't claim it. Only thing I can say is that God told me, look out, look the other way, and the trajectory of that bullet went places where it shouldn't have gone. Even the doctor said that it shouldn't have traveled the way it traveled. So I know then there was time for, and the thing about it, the devil was awake and alive, and the devil was saying, continue to do what you're doing. Because after I went to the hospital, I went home, and the people that at that point, the relationship I was in, was basically saying, let's have a party, let's drink, and let's celebrate where you
that you still
alive. So we're drinking and things like that. But there was another part saying, let's take a pause of that. And so with that pause, God started separating things from me. I mean, I'd had the cancer, the diabetes had come along, my mom had passed, and so different things had occurred. But the biggest thing that I noticed that he said is that I felt that he was telling me is that I was experiencing an environment that was more toxic than the shooting. So he separated me from even that environment. He allowed my ex-wife, love for me, for her to come to me and say, I'm going to really let you go out of this relationship. Whether good, bad, or indifferent, she made that decision. And so God was doing things in her life and in my life and saying that maybe at this point in time, we're not good for each other. Just because of his grace, and I've been receiving grace over and over again. Yeah, and just not recognizing. People say, what is your purpose? And I always say, I don't know. But guess what? God tells me. He lets us know. And the thing about it, what we just don't do, we're not willing to live it.
We always fighting against it.
And it's kind of like when you and I talked last time. We talked about the going to jail, the potential parole and potential 5 to 10 years. And my attitude, even then, was saying, I went right back to that old Zach attitude and saying, if I get locked up, I already know that's death. That's a death sentence for me. Nobody, don't worry about coming to visit me. Don't worry about coming to see me, because I'm not going to be there, because I know I don't want to be there. I know I didn't embarrass the world, and I don't want to be in that position. And the thing about it, once again, God didn't allow those negative thoughts that I had about me to overrun what the judge was thinking about the situation. And once again, God stepped in and allowed the judge to have grace on me, even in that position, in that situation. So I have no choice but to understand and recognize the blessing of God
The
is
blessing
bestowed on
and
me.
the
And
mercy.
yes,
Yeah,
yes, man. He's
that's-
powerful and he's there.
Yeah.
And so for anyone to second guess that and not believe that and not even make an attempt to live that way, you know, it's wasting their life. You know, so when they say a purpose-driven life, there's no other purpose than to live for Christ. Now, and I'm not saying that's being perfect. That just means purpose.
Yeah.
You know, those are two different things. And so you just live the best you can, but live with him in your mind. Let him steer the wheel most of the time. You're going to take over from time to time, but let him steer that.
And that's what I think is so clear about the gospel is like, you know, even when you got shot. I mean, let's just say that's our judgment for the sins that we committed.
Yeah.
But that, you know, the doctor said the bullet should not have traveled the way it did.
Yeah.
That's grace and
Absolutely.
mercy.
Absolutely.
I mean, you should not be here right now.
Absolutely.
And that's like,
it's
just so crazy. And then to the trial, man, like you know, you should be in jail or dead.
Well, yeah.
You know, because you was done.
Yeah.
But for some reason, God chose to show you mercy through the judge.
Yes, you're right.
And
you're right.
It's just a clear picture of the gospel. Like we supposed to not even be here because of our sin and trespasses. But you know, by the mercy of God, He came to take the punishment that we deserve.
Yes.
And now we live in life.
Yeah. And you know what's amazing is that my fiance, she was down the street from me from that shooting that day when it occurred, not knowing it was me, and met me after that. So had nothing to do with anything bad or expectation. Is that her and her daughter was in that area when it happened and happened to meet me later. But the blessing that came out of that is that even with her teaching me how to understand and recognize the strengths and the blessing that God has created in me, what He has created me for, and what He has delivered me out of. So He has taken me from out of an area of despair and out of an area of worry and out of an area of those thoughts of, do you deserve this? Do you need that? Do you want that? To saying all these things can be yours. You know, if you just love and believe in me and follow me. And so, you know, through my fiance, she's always talking about how blessed I am and how that expectation needs to be delivered, you know, through communities across the world. I feel it all the time.
That's so dope, man.
Ain't that crazy, man?
And so, man, I just hope this can encourage some of you guys. You know, just seeing how clear the message, the grace that you can experience in your life. So, please keep up the battle, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, and you know what? And at this point, I don't know who's the father, who's the son, because guess what? He's teaching me. He's teaching me. So guess what? We love y'all. Thanks for listening. See you again soon.